Somebody call a doctor because Bad Medicine is back. That's Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are getting back to The Walking Dead Dead City, Season 2, Episode 2. Negan's back, Maggie's back. Oh, we're going to see how this one plays out. I got to say, I'm waiting for our new villains to get their asses whipped by Negan and Maggie. I don't think they stand a chance, this fake governor and the second in command. No chance.
So I wasn't here for episode 1. Made sure to catch up on it though. It was intense. The whole throwing the walkers into the vats so we can get some methane. I liked the tension continuation between Herschel and Maggie. Create a little bit of drama there, but look, I'm excited to see what this episode brings us. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention the return of a special somebody upgraded as well. So
yeah, I don't know what I'm expecting in this one. I just hope it is just entertaining. Let's go!
Oh, this is a mess.
Hey, Bob, we are way behind on schedule, so I'm going to need you to get everything hooked up like yesterday. All this stuff needs to be done by tomorrow. Got to have it done.
Boss, I'm not an electrician. I mean, shouldn't we wait for the pros?
This can't be that hard. Couple plugins, couple wires. It's not that big of a deal. We do not have time to wait for the electrician, so just get it done. I'm counting on you, all right?
I'm counting on you. Oh!
Jumping jackrabbits, Bob. What the hell happened?
Oh, I knew this was a bad idea.
Bob's instincts were right, but his supervisor didn't listen. Now Bob's injury could be worth millions.
Wait, did you say millions? Who are these professionals that can help me?
Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury firm with more than 1,000 lawyers and 4,000 case staff ready to fight for you if you become their client. But Bob is worried because he doesn't have the cash to pay for expensive legal fees. Worry no more. When your boss puts you in a dangerous situation and you get hurt, don't settle for less than you deserve. Morgan & Morgan will fight to get you every penny. And the best part? It's completely free unless you win. But Bob feels conflicted. He doesn't want to sue his boss, even if the company hasn't paid him for the last 6 months. When you sue for an injury, you're not suing your boss. You're suing their insurance company. There's no reason to feel bad about getting the compensation you deserve. So if you've been a victim in a car accident, medical malpractice, workplace injury, or any other personal injury, you can hit the link in the description to get Morgan & Morgan to fight for you. Bob did, and he sure is thankful Morgan & Morgan had his back.
Oh,
Look at that.
bird's nest.
oh,
Head?
that's pretty interesting. You guys haven't seen Orange is the New Black, have you? Oh, so you didn't recognize one of our new characters here.
Oh, no.
Is it the one that calls herself the governor? Ha!
Oh shit.
Liberty Queen.
Not so much.
Has there ever
All
been a
right.
discussion as to how deep the bite needs to be? I mean, if you just break a little bit of skin, is it done? Or you have to be through the skin with the saliva or blood getting into your bloodstream?
Well, it was always my thought that as soon as there was a puncture,
Yeah,
a
that was
bite,
it.
Yeah.
that's when it.
Yep.
But they have shown us scratches
Scratches.
are kind of a little different thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Scratches depend on the actor.
Well, and yeah, did I piss
Depends how
off?
important your character
Did I
is.
piss off Scott Gimple and crew, or
Or like stuff dripping or on your back. No,
What a-
stuff dripping into your mouth or eyes.
Chandler Riggs ever do to you?
we'll never fully know. I'm still eating cockroaches.
It's nasty. Yeah. They are protein.
He was really eating those.
I'm sure.
And,
he's-
there was a thing after.
Scared me. I was told to do maid service, but clearly the room's still occupied.
Negan's arc has been real interesting because he absolutely hates being in this position compared to when we first met him.
It's like you don't want to go back to that spot, but then you're forced to become somebody.
Because it's Annie and
Yeah,
Kyle.
and part of it's like, do you think he worries about whether he's going to turn back into that old person or just doesn't want it at all?
My dad forced me to learn the violin, and I started taking lessons. My teacher thought I might find some inspiration in Vivaldi. Not for me. Too light. My mom suggested Mozart. Too dry. Dad was a big Brahms guy, but I'm not even gonna play you Brahms, because Brahms is the absolute fucking worst. I found Bach.
Bach! That caught Negan's attention.
That's a song I play when you're complaining.
That song speaks to him. That's why.
Bach was full, layered, even when my dad was being a tyrannical fucking asshole. If I could just focus on Bach, maybe I could get through another shitty lesson.
Ugh.
And there it is.
Oh, it's still moving.
Something for Negan.
Back to your unit, soldier.
Don't you know who I am?
Finger snap.
Wow. Not much respect there.
No.
You know what happened to the last governor that got in Maggie's face?
Fairy. Croat is gonna see us coming from miles away.
Fairy's not discreet, but that's why the Bay was chosen. No way he can see us from here. And with the element of surprise, we'll be able to...
He already knows that you're coming thanks to you. He's probably been prepping for an invasion since the second that you escaped. He's smart and paranoid.
There it is.
You may not know how or when, but trust me, he knows that you're coming.
Good thing we have that second in command calling the shots.
Big shout out to all the folks in the comments who reminded me they got rid of the bridges previously. Thanks, folks.
Oh yeah, wasn't it to basically try to stop the spread when it started in the city?
Well, deal with that
These helmets that these guys are wearing are very interesting. I know they have the throwers, but it's like it might be hot out. Take a 5.
We can presume their ship
Oh,
is
that
being
painting.
loaded and fueled as we speak, but they will never reach the island, now that the others are with us.
We're still waiting on Christos and Bruegel.
Well, yes, but their services are not yet being required.
Are you familiar with it?
No.
It's pretty
Saturn
fucked up.
devouring his son. As Roman myth goes, the Titan Saturn feared a prophecy that he would be overthrown by one of his offspring, so he decided to eat his children one by one as they were born. But the sixth child, Jupiter, tricked his father into eating a stone in his place. He was the father of modernism, a revolutionary.
Seth frickin' Rollins.
What do you think of the plan?
What do you think? Or are you too distracted? All aflutter at the thought of your family's arrival.
Oh,
Why you got to make it personal?
Look, I think it's a solid plan. It'll knock out the ship, but it certainly isn't a death blow. Like you said, though, just the first wave, so we just crank it up. You know, these gangs are having trouble making up their minds. Well, Jesus Christ, let's just erase any lingering doubts, shall we?
God, he's so good. So good.
Negan is right. We'll work together. Spectacular element to our defense.
oh, the old Negan would have bashed in both their heads and say, "You all work for me now."
Well, I'm sure off screen she said, if I'm dead, you hurt the family.
Yeah,
So, one of those situations.
one of those deals.
Things may come out wrong before back home. That's on me.
Black smoke always is a good thing.
We got a new pope, new governor. The white smoke is the new pope, isn't it? Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a different world, folks.
Are we burning tires?
That's awfully black smoke.
Sure enough.
Yep. Burning tires.
Somebody set a fire to warn. Is that what that was? I guess somebody on the inside.
Herschel.
Oh no.
Herschel do it? No.
Crystal, let me take a horse and track you. What'd you do when I was kidnapped? You just sit around no fucking way.
Hey!
I will keep you hidden tonight, but you are heading back first thing in the morning.
What is all this?
Signal.
It's the Croat?
You were spotted fleeing the camp, deserting, which is
wasn't
why,
fleeing.
which is why, so that you were being followed in the first place. Clearly, your son was waiting to
Governor
help
Bird, I asked her to look for proof that the Croat knows we're coming.
We found a smoke signal. That's how he communicates across the Hudson.
She's right. I can vouch for that. And if he knows we're coming, he'll be ready.
We need to postpone. Send a small group in a canoe, a raft, something.
And leave our entire army behind? You can't be serious. We've been planning for months. Now is the time to strike.
What's your take, Colonel?
The Croat might know we're coming, but not tonight. If we leave right away, we regain the element of surprise.
We deploy immediately.
Oh,
Find
you're
General
all
Houseman.
done. All these red shirts, a whole
All the
tent
red
full
shirts.
of them.
Me and my son, and anybody else here who has got their head on straight are going home now.
The law against draft evasion also applies to desertion.
That is what you're fixed on right now, hanging me from a tree?
No, not just you. You and the 20 soldiers you stood in for. Starting with that one right there.
What the fuck?
Oh, I can't wait till she.
There you go. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
There it is.
nice job, Maggie. Take that shit.
Secure her in the shaft alley. Don't and put him in there too. It's not a matter of opinion, Colonel. It's about the law.
Wow, they got a good operation going here,
Yeah.
folks. Real
Well, she
orderly.
clearly does not have any experience in this shit. It's just go, go, go.
Follow.
Fight, fight, fight.
Yep.
Law, law, law.
Ooh, a little distraction. Oh, we got cannons?
We sure do. Learned this from a guy named Eugene.
In old days back at the sanctuary, he used to relish the chance to take down anyone who
Yes, he
crossed
did.
us. There was a group of savages. They attacked our home,
Oh.
demanding we hand over all provisions. Naturally, we expected Negan to fight back. He meekly surrendered. Wanted to honor the savages.
Feast.
Lavish feasts. We would provide all the food, all the drinks. You tell it, man. Come on.
You tell stories so good.
Bigger than before times. I'm talking 10 Las Vegas buffets lined up in a row. And then there was the main course. The meat.
Oh, no.
Venison. The finest that the forests of Virginia could offer. They didn't get that meat. At the last second, I had my butcher switch it out for Walker meat.
Ah. Look at the Croat
guys.
just loving it.
Tainted meat!
Let's just say by dawn, the sanctuary's walker moats had grown.
Nice.
That was a nice little one, considering the history that we followed. Now we get something a little bit that we
Yeah.
didn't know about
Yep.
that they put in.
Nice
I
little
liked it.
Easter egg.
And they did tie it into a visual that we've seen, which is
Yeah,
even better.
all the
with the
walkers.
walkers and the moat. Oh, here we go, boys.
Oh, they're so
this
done.
ship is done.
Gonna need a new governor pretty soon.
Look at all these red
A
shirts.
new second in command.
He's going to have to jump. He's probably going to be the only one to jump, assuming Maggie's not on there.
Yeah, I think he's gonna end up taking the lead, and then it'll be him and Maggie.
I know that you wanted to help, but exactly the reason that I wanted to come by myself.
Sorry.
She doesn't answer to you. I thought that you're a colonel.
You punched her.
Then at least get them to turn the boat around and save the 50 innocent lives that are heading straight into an ambush.
Look, maybe you're right. Maybe the Croat tries something. But New Babylon will fight back.
Oh,
Better organized.
not likely.
You know what he's capable of.
How about unshackle me and my son?
I'm sorry.
The blood is on your hands, Colonel.
So how are they gonna get out of this boat when it starts sinking?
Well, I'm sure the pipes are loose. And then, you know, that adrenaline kicks in, Mason. Quinn.
Well, the boat will get hit by something that'll cause some structural damage that'll allow the pipes to be unpiped.
Unfitted.
Unpiped.
We are traveling to the city the same way that hundreds of thousands of laborers did every single day.
This Timo Milton about to get his too, probably.
Oh
yeah,
they do a good job of setting up the creepiness. Oh, and there's our fearful leader taking us into the for sure victory.
Keep it tight.
A lot of confidence there.
They're meh to me, these two. They're just meh characters.
Yeah.
I'm not threatened by them at all.
No. In terms of new villains, they're thumbs down.
Mechanism is beautiful in its simplicity.
Jesus.
That's right there. Oh, they're so done.
Sodium and water. What a fierce little.
It's going right through that window.
Strongly exothermic. They come together in a flame. Electrons transfer in the water, releasing heat
we got
and light. Hydrogen.
She's gonna so bump into one.
Oh yeah.
So be careful.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Boom.
There it is. Oh, maybe you should have listened to Maggie, huh? She's only like a level 20 character.
What's
That's
Jeannie gonna
who's
do?
gonna get him out.
Yeah, she can bail.
Oh, did you see what's there? The hacksaw?
Yep.
It's a minefield.
Cut the engine and drop anchor immediately.
Oh, drop anchor.
I could be a sitting duck.
Even better.
Another one, look out.
Did they give you the keys to our haven?
Oh, yep.
Yep.
Here comes the water.
Red shirt.
I fucked it up.
Wait, what?
Fucked it all up.
High tensile steel. Cut through in about 3 minutes.
That's what I think you should do. I know you can do it.
Just
Make a fire extinguisher.
If we stay anchored, I think it should buy us some time.
We're anchored. Should buy us some time.
yes.
Still underestimating the Croat.
Yep.
And crew.
What is that?
Oh, here comes the artillery.
Hey, good thing you're anchored.
Oh. Right through the window.
Yes! Is she done? Oh,
those look like body parts to me.
Yeah. Those walker bits?
Well, they were by some walkers when they were capping those cans. There you go, Mason Quinn.
Yep. They're inflating them? It's like Oak's balloon.
What the fuck?
And they plaster it so they can't break the tape.
Yeah.
Wow, what a way to use some walkers.
Oh, it's like
They didn't fire.
back in the old medieval days.
They're literally
they would
launching fucking walkers.
Yeah, they would launch bodies back in the medieval times that were infected.
Look at this.
Oh.
The Croat just loving it. Ah!
Bye, Timu Milton.
Timu Milton.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go. He just noticed Herschel.
Oh.
So now he's going to call it off. He's going to back off.
You good?
Kind of looks like Lance from Black Summer with different hair. They're clear.
Fire!
Ah!
Fire!
Oh, shit! Icing on L cake.
It's a brand new day, you sorry shits.
Oh, boy.
We'll leave the truck. You're going to need it.
Oh, man. This plan.
Ah, damn it. Someone bite her.
Someone.
No weapons.
I would not make any sound here.
No.
Colonel.
You're
Best off the run.
Best off running.
We gotta move. Let's go this way.
It was our first battle, but what a rout. It was resounding, explosive.
Oh, the Timu Milton.
Jesus.
My name is Benjamin Pierce, and I'm just a writer, a historian. I'm not part of the army. Okay, I can prove it.
Here, have it all.
I look forward to reading your history as soon as it's legible.
Have we met before?
I almost forgot. Before we get to the celebrating, there's a loose end that needs tying up. Who were you trying to spare?
How the fuck does she know?
Yeah. Croat told him that he held off, so I'm looking in the telescope.
See, they gave him dialogue, which means he was gonna die.
Is he gonna say
he's gonna die?
Negan reminds him of his dad?
Whatever you're planning, you take it out on me, not him.
You've cracked his shell. That is no easy task.
Oh, no. Oh,
I understand
no.
you play the violin.
Oh,
I
shit.
only asked because a violin was found at your station outside his cell. Are you a fan of classical music, Mr. Pierce?
I am today.
Watch her let him keep his hands and take his legs off or something crazy so he can still play.
We would love to hear you play. It's okay. Take your time. It's not like your life depends on it.
AKA, yeah, it does depend on it. And he's playing Bach.
Yep.
So that's what he's going to end his life on. Is she going to get her hands dirty?
I'm stalling because there was a kid. That's it.
Kid?
Random kid who didn't deserve to die.
Oh, that pen is coming in.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be the pen right to that side of the neck.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe she's enjoying herself.
Oh, no, she's going to make it a hard point to Negan and Benjamin here.
In this sacred space, brought me all the way back to the old days, the old city. I mean, Bach. A long time. He didn't change the world. He didn't imagine something new.
Right here.
He wasn't a revolutionary.
Or a visionary.
Instead of pushing
Yeah.
us forward, he chose to take us back. I am not interested in going back.
Oh, that was with a pen? It was a pen knife.
Dama is twice the villain of the governor number 2.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's your pen back.
You did good. Now that we've taken care of that,
She did that on purpose.
I saw a park up the street. It's dense, overgrown. We can hide out there till sunset at least.
She's been right this whole time.
You don't say.
See, Mom, I can come in handy.
Oh, what's...
He lit the tires. Because that was the rag that was on the tires.
Oh.
Sorry about everything from before. I'm glad you're okay.
No.
That was in that bag she grabbed.
Let's move.
Oh, like 3/4 of these guys are getting taken out in this episode. So we heard the loud roar in Central Park.
Well, that was an interesting episode. I'm glad number 2 got shown up.
Yeah.
And for her logic, which wasn't really logical at all, if you ask me, no, we must go and charge and try to attack.
It's like you got level 20 Maggie over here trying to tell level 5 governor and second in command how they should really do things. And as we've seen before, nope, too bullheaded to listen. And that's what happens. I was a little bummed out on this episode that we didn't get a little, just at least a little bit more of a tease with them going into Central Park, where, of course, we heard the roars and everything from episode 1. But it looks like that's going to be our adventure here for episode 3. So that'll be fun. But it was just like that scene when they're coming with the ferry across the water. And it's just like when they pulled back and it's just, you see them plain as day. It's like, oh, and then you see where Negan and Croat are with the cannons. But that was a really innovative thing where they were launching the walkers. Oh, they're all bloated up with whatever they were injecting them with. That was pretty wild. I didn't see that coming. I thought some kind of cannon the way they showed it, but that was cool. And the big takeaway here, I think, is that Herschel he's got some fondness for his new mommy. I think Dama. I think he was lighting the tires for Dama to some kind of warning. I mean, they knew they were coming, but they didn't maybe know that it was that day or they were that close or something. I'm sure we're going to dive more into that relationship as we go. But the frustration, I shouldn't say frustration. That's not the right word. The part that, as seeing these characters, Maggie and Negan, that we've been watching for years and have come to love, and eventually we had to come around for Negan, but you know what I mean. It's a little bit tough to see them in these situations where you're like, man, the old Maggie or the old Negan would have just taken these clowns out and they'd be the ones running New York. So I have to kind of just take a step back and take the story and take the ride that we're going on here. Cause that can be kind of tricky, with characters you've seen for so long, but nonetheless, and
their arcs, right?
Yeah.
Over time, Negan's clearly changed.
Right. It's like we used to see with Rick. He would be, Rick, take no prisoners. I can take everybody out. To Rick, I'm like just a beaten man and I can't be helped. And then come back.
Yeah,
up
I have
the
no
other way.
plan right now. I'm defeated. I don't know what the next steps are besides try to survive for the next day. And then when he finally got a plan, we kind of seen Rick come back.
Yep, and then it works. So I'm sure we'll see that here. But like I said, these villains, and it's kind of been an issue with some of the spinoffs. Like, look, the Shane, the Governor, Negan, Alpha, even Gareth and Terminus, Joe and the Claimers. Such villains that I remember so much about them and they stood out to me so much. I think part of the problem we're having, not only like on Fear, a couple of years that we had with Virginia and some of the other villains they had in there, some of the villains we have here, they don't jump out at me. And you have to have amazing villains to have an amazing story because you have to have somebody for your heroes to go after. And it's kind of frustrating for me.
I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but since you brought that up, I feel like number 2 here. I know I pick on that character, not the actress, the character, where it's just meh, So I'm wondering if the writing is like, well, if we write her this way, just with an attitude, that should be enough to get people to hate her. Or whatever, to make it, to classify whatever as, right? Yeah. Because Virginia, to me, was kind of the same way. We'll write her with some kind of attitude, and that will be the way she's a villain.
She's in power because she's in power. You don't have a feeling of why. Versus Dama, or versus the Governor. We knew why, the real governor,
David Morrissey.
We knew why they were in charge and what was behind him. And that's, maybe that's part of the problem they have of doing these spinoffs is they don't have a lot of time to drop in villains. They just have to be like, okay, here's our villains. We drop them in.
Here they are.
And this is what they are.
Us. They're the ones.
There's not a lot there. So from the viewer standpoint, you're like, I saw how many seasons of Negan, how many seasons of David Morrissey as the governor, even a full season of Gareth at Terminus, and then Alpha. How many seasons of Alpha?
Technically, wasn't a full season of Gareth. It was a couple.
Well,
episodes.
it was the halfway, and then
it was a couple episodes.
But nonetheless, they had an impact.
Well, I think the important thing to consider, though, is look, everybody that's still alive at this point has been through it. We're talking 15 years later. Mm-hmm. Okay, so while we can sit here and say, well, we've seen Maggie, she's done this. She's, your words, she's a level 20.
Yep.
Well, you don't really know what everybody else has been through. How did the Colonel get to or not the Colonel, but how did they get to where they're at? What have they gone through over the course of the last 15 years to put them in the position they're at now? Of course, we know, well, here you go, listen to Maggie. We know her.
Yeah, well, it wasn't their strategic military plan.
Well, no, but they're also, after.
And we're biased, right? Because we've been on this journey with
very much biased. Yep. So, you can say like, oh, we should trust Maggie, but how long have they known her for total? Versus, what experience do they have? Again, if they've been able to, cultivate some sort of community that has weapons, that have some sort of organization, they've seen some shit too. If you're still around, so I think that needs to be taken into consideration. Look, for me, the issue is the whole concept of taking a ferry across. If there's another group, okay. they're going to be watching. And if the other group knows there's a group on the other side, it's going to be around the clock surveillance. And at very minimum, you're sitting ducks on the water for a minute, right?
Well, and they know on the island that people have to cross.
They have to cross
water.
over, And look, and the thing is like, well, yeah, we can bring people on the boat that have firearms, but yeah, you'd be able to, take sniper positions or hidden positions. And look, a boat's an easy target. Trying to figure out where the fire's coming from and all that. Of course, I don't think they were expecting. Mines and stuff like that, and
missile walkers.
missile walkers, cannonball walkers. But look, I agree, like,
I guess
they're making them out to be like, almost like pushover. You're kind of like, all right, you don't know what's going on. Get out of the way. It's like we almost expect like a leader in this world has to be super bold, either through super violence or super bravery or somebody. So if somebody just comes along and is like, I'm the leader, you're like, why? Help me understand why you're the leader. And I don't think we didn't get that from those two. It's like, well, okay, well, what have you done? Why?
Yeah, we got that quick bit of the governor at the end of season 1 of Dead City, and
the backstory is pretty shallow. So it's like, okay. It's again, we're going to be biased to Maggie because we know what she's been through, but
but on that same point, just to pick a random character, like, do you remember the one savior, the woman savior that had Carol locked up in the cell?
Yeah, the redhead.
Carol was going
I can't remember her name right now, but the redhead.
She did amazing. Yeah, she had Carol and Maggie locked up in the cell. She only had I think 2 episodes maybe with her.
Well, it was technically 2, but it was 1 1/4 because she got introduced at the end of the episode by grabbing Carol and Maggie in the cut. Grabbing Carol and Maggie, she radioed to Rick, and that's when it cut. And then we picked up in that episode where it was just Carol, Maggie, her, and that couple other of
and as a villain
saviors.
As a villain, she was absolutely brilliant. I mean, there was
villain to us, the audience.
A villain to us, she was so brilliant. It felt like they had depth of character, and they gave them really interesting dialogue, and she was able to give her story very quickly in one episode. And I guess I feel like I kind of miss characters like that.
And that's kind of on the writing too, because like when I say Dama kind of like inched a little bit, I feel like New Babylon right now is kind of those tweeners.
Yeah.
Dama, we got introduced to last season. Wasn't a lot that we got introduced to her, but in this episode, I'm glad they made her get her hands dirty.
Yeah.
However that would have been, even if it wasn't this, to show us like, okay, she is a killer too.
Yeah,
like,
it was almost her Gus Fring moment.
It was real dirty. And that was the other thing. I mean, it was interesting seeing Negan become so I don't know if the word attached is whatever, but
he spent a good couple months with him.
Yeah, he's very compassionate towards him. Again, I mean, think about the comfort that music can bring. Then think about a live musical performance. Then think about a live musical performance.
They don't have those anymore.
Yeah, think about a live musical performance from somebody with a violin and how soothing and just comforting. And you get to talking, shared very intimate stories about what he went through with his father and how he got through bad times. And so this is somebody that Negan had a real connection with, and just right in front of him. And I mean, it didn't have anything to do with. This wasn't about punishing him at all. I mean, it didn't have anything to do with because if Negan doesn't,
punishing Victor,
if he doesn't hesitate and one of those moms, then everything is fine. It's not like, oh, by the way, we found your violin. Now we're going to do this.
Yeah,
this.
Nobody gets on the beach if he doesn't hesitate.
No, and that's the issue. So, look, another good episode.
I am curious now because I don't think they really show. I mean, they showed the Croat before Negan noticed.
No,
Herschel.
But
was he really watching?
Yes, watch it. Yeah, dude, what were you watching?
Like Victor was.
So Victor's right here. Now watch, right in the background. The Croat's looking at him like, "What's going on?" It's coming up right here.
He's showing his face
because he's waiting now.
Here, folks.
Okay, right here
it is.
And look, he's like, "What are you waiting for?
Yep.
What's going on?"
Yeah, he's giving that look.
Yep. Okay.
And now, and they keep going, and now he looks again,
and he
sees that they're clear, and now they're going to go back to the Croat again. Now they're going to go back
okay,
to
so
him.
he's right there.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's watching from the
I was
cannons,
thinking
yeah.
for a second there, like it was before that where they showed Croat walking in.
No, now I think they
But-
go back to the crow at another time here.
He's right there.
Right
So
there.
They keep him in a defocus mode, but they make sure.
No, right there. Right there's the
Yep.
worried look, and the hey, what was that?
Yeah.
Got it.
And
Oh,
the
almost
disappointment.
disgust.
Yeah,
Got
and
it.
he
Look of
hangs
disgust
and
he
he
had.
hangs his head.
I'm glad I went back to kind of.
Yeah, they
connect
made
those
look.
dots.
They made it pretty clear that Croat was disappointed with his actions, and because of that, man, they fit a lot of people in there. I suppose the raft
Well,
was
and
pretty
especially
big.
after the story that Croat just gave about Negan being this great guy, outsmarting these savages who came and tried to take over.
Yeah,
the
now
sanctuary.
he didn't.
Now he's going to have to kick it in overdrive because he wants Dama gone. He wants Croat gone, especially after that.
Oh, that's what they were showing. She couldn't find her sidearm because.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been
Yeah,
referenced to that.
I
because Ginny has it in the bag.
Yeah, I didn't put the two and two together. I was like, oh, she's got a $19.
Also, too, and I'm hoping we eventually get something, and I'm kind of leaning on a doubtful side of it, but, you know, kind of going back to first episode, too, why wouldn't what's Maggie's relationship with the Commonwealth and Alexandria? Because I feel like some of this stuff is just not a phone call away, but at least like, hey, I got communities.
Yeah.
You guys keep trying to, fuck with me a little bit. I'll just have to rain down.
Yeah, I mean, you think Maggie with her resources to be able to find somebody who could be a runner of sorts and get word, back to.
So I'm hoping, and I know this is a couple years after.
That's the problem is the timeline messes us up because it's so easy to be like, oh, that's not like that anymore because we're in this timeline here. So it's tricky.
Again, hopefully we get some answers to that. But I am intrigued to see what kind of pull, or I should say, influence Dama has on Herschel. Because I know they kind of hinted a little bit.
Yeah, you had
and
the
you
picture
can
of her.
easily say, a little bit of a mind control of sorts that she was trying to play while holding Herschel hostage.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because she took his toe. So you'd think as a kid that would make me want to not like you. But she did.
She probably did the whole. I didn't have a
magic
choice. I had to do this. I didn't have a choice. This isn't.
Your mom made me do this.
This isn't.
I didn't
This
want
isn't
to.
me doing this. I do not want to be doing this. I have to.
And she could have blamed it on Maggie, right?
She could have blamed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, only if your mom didn't do this.
Yeah.
Look, we did say it. We did say it. They didn't.
I'm very curious to see where we go with Mr. Pierce here, our new Milton, so to speak, because I want to see the relationship that he is going to now have with Dama because she seemed to be very interested
He's
in him.
gonna
And the fact
He's
that
gonna
he
spill
asked
all the goods.
That
He's gonna
book.
spill all the goods.
And that's what's going to keep his survival rate high while he can decipher some of the bad penmanship because of the water doing whatever it did to the ink.
Well, and the fact that he was like, have we met before? I found that kind of curious because at first I thought maybe he knew her from before, but of course the timelines wouldn't match up because even our violinist here, he was probably a very, very young child when everything started. Maybe he was a preteen or whatever, but still, with the timelines and how we're jumped ahead, it's always hard to remember that with some of the characters and what they were before, etc.
Yeah, I'd say solid episode here.
Yeah, solid episode.
Yeah, because how many do we have this season?
There's 6 more to go.
Okay, so we got 6 more. So there's some time there to put it in. I think we'll look. I'm looking forward to.
I think it's 8 episodes this season.
I'm looking forward to Central Park being some chaos with our crew. We're gonna lose. We're just at the scene right now where they showed them all sitting down. We're losing 3/4 of them. Like every one of those guys who were along the left wall, they're all gone. And I got a feeling we're probably gonna lose. Maybe either the governor or the second in command in the in Central Park because I want to see what that loud roaring is. A number of you in the comments speculated what you think it could be. Do you think we get variants, guys, or do you think the variants thing is done?
I don't want like a litter of them, but hopefully we get 1 or 2. But somebody could make an argument on one of these that it's a variant. Who knows? But either way, I'm just intrigued to see what they have set for us on this.
Well, Last of Us has given us bloaters. We need a bloater walker. Although we got. Had a few at the bottom of wells and stuff earlier on.
Yeah.
A little bit different. So,
All right.
We'll see. Well, folks, that was Dead City episode number 2. We will be right back here for episode 3. So for Diamond Dave Damone, this is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. That was Dead City. We'll see you on the next one.